A momentous piece of information has just been released by the Federal Reserve, which is sending shockwaves across the whole financial ecosystem. This news has the potential to dramatically redefine the future of XRP, which is Ripple's digital asset, and it may also have far-reaching ramifications for the cryptocurrency market as a whole. The leaked paper that was labeled Digital Dollar Pilot has caused shockwaves to go across the world of finance, and there is a simple explanation for this. The amount of cooperation and sense of urgency that is displayed here is unprecedented in our experience. Ripple has been given the formal permission to burn an astounding 50 billion XRP that is currently held in escrow. This action will have a significant impact on the relationship between supply and demand for the token. I am not referring to a speculative rumor or online buzz, rather I am referring to an actual policy shift that has been confirmed and will have immediate ramifications for the market. The repercussions of this action are going to be enormous, and they will be felt not just in the realm of traditional banking but also in the world of cryptocurrency. In an instant, there will be a 50% reduction in the amount of XRP that is available. In addition, the price is going to spike as a result of the severe drop because the demand is going to be higher than the new constrained supply. There are already projections made by analysts that the price of XRP may reach $5,000 per coin, and with this recent development, it appears that this price is becoming more and more inevitable. One can feel the enthusiasm that is there in the market. The window of opportunity to purchase XRP for less than $1 is rapidly closing, and the opportunity that you are currently presenting to you may be the last one before this historic change takes full impact. First, let's go into the specifics of what this entails. According to the document that was stolen from the Federal Reserve, Ripple has been given the directive to decrease the amount of XRP that it is holding in escrow by 50 billion. Because up until this point, Ripple has been keeping a significant percentage of its XRP in escrow, which means that it has been locked up and is not accessible for sale. This is a significant development. This new mandate will result in the destruction of those 50 billion coins, which will cause them to be withdrawn from circulation permanently. There is likely to be a supply shock of unprecedented proportions as a result of the drop in the overall supply of XRP cryptocurrency. Putting it another way, there will be a decrease in the amount of XRP that is accessible on the market, and as the demand for it grows, the price will have no choice but to go up. In order to have a better understanding of the reasoning behind this bold projection for the future price of XRP, let's break down the quantitative data. To have a better idea of how this situation may truly play out in the real world, it is essential to have a solid understanding of the mechanics. Ripple now has a total of 100 billion XRP in its possession, which happens to be the maximum amount that will ever be available for this digital asset. Out of that, around 50 billion XRP is safely stored in escrow, guaranteeing that it cannot flood the market all at once. This is approximately half of the total amount. Therefore, there are 50 billion XRP lying there unutilized and inaccessible to the market, which results in a natural shortage of the cryptocurrency. Let us now pretend that 50 billion coins were either destroyed by being burnt or removed from circulation forever. As a result, there would be just 50 billion XRP remaining in circulation, which would immediately double the amount of scarcity. At this point, the mathematics of the situation becomes quite fascinating, and the potential for price movement becomes extremely dramatic. In the event that XRP were to acquire even a mere 10% of Bitcoin's market cap, which by the way has already surpassed the $500 billion barrier and is still expanding, the price of XRP would be somewhere near $5,000 per coin, which would be a significant increase from the current value of the cryptocurrency. Taking into account the one-of-a-kind use case of XRP as a bridge currency for global payments, which enables transactions to take place across borders in a quick and low-cost manner, as well as its growing integration into financial institutions all over the world, this scenario is not as far-fetched as it would initially appear to be. As a matter of fact, a number of specialists are referring to it as mathematically unavoidable, specifically in light of the supply dynamics and the growing demand. As a result of the impending supply shock, as well as the rising interest and adoption from institutions, the price of XRP has increased to $5,000. Rather than only being a possibility, many people believe that it is extremely likely to occur in the years to come. The third piece of the jigsaw is the Federal Reserve itself, which is a major organization that determines the course of the whole economy of the United States and has an impact on markets throughout the world. The chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, recently delivered a speech in which he addressed the significance of liquidity bridges in the ecology of the global financial system. He emphasized how important these bridges are for ensuring that capital flows across nations are managed in a seamless and uninterrupted manner, particularly during times of economic uncertainty or market turbulence. The technology developed by Ripple serves as a critical connection that connects various financial systems and currencies across international borders. These liquidity bridges are exactly what the technology offers. RippleNet, which is Ripple's worldwide payment network, makes it possible to conduct international transactions in a more expedient and effective manner. Additionally, it is designed to function in conjunction with digital currencies issued by central banks and other digital assets. This network is intended to lessen the amount of friction that exists between banks and financial institutions all over the world, as well as to cut costs and promote transparency. The Federal Reserve is beginning to recognize the potential of Ripple and XRP, as seen by Powell's acknowledgement of liquidity bridges, which is a clear gesture to Ripple and its technology. Because of this acknowledgement, it may be possible to facilitate the widespread acceptance and incorporation of Ripple solutions into the mainstream financial system. This is a significant endorsement from the highest levels of financial leadership, and it has the potential to signify a turning point for digital assets within the traditional banking industry. The fact that the Federal Reserve is now requiring the burning of Xrp's escrow and recognizing Ripple's position in the future of finance is a strong indication that Ripple is set to play a far more significant role in the economy of the entire world than anybody could have ever expected only a few years ago. The movement of money throughout the world may be reimagined as a result of this transition. With that out of the way, let's speak about the Xrp community, or the Xrp army, as many people refer to it. Not a single person has been able to contain their excitement in response to this news. The hashtag #XRP has been trending all over the world, and fans of Xrp from all around the world have been expressing their excitement and praising the news on social media. In its support of Ripple's purpose, the community has been quite outspoken to express its approval. To tell you the truth, this news just serves to increase their determination. Ripple's Chief Technology Officer, David Schwartz, has even gone so far as to like tweets that call for the burn, which is a clear indication that he does in fact support the action. The XRP community has always been one of the most enthusiastic in the cryptocurrency industry. Additionally, as a result of this news, that passion is just growing stronger. In the future of XRP, people are more optimistic than they have ever been. In addition, because of the loss in supply, it is essentially impossible to predict how high the price may go. Now that we have everything out of the way, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. As institutional investors are increasingly seeing XRP as a long-term asset, the news of the escrow burn comes at a time when this trend is expected to continue. It is becoming increasingly apparent that huge financial institutions, banks, and even companies are beginning to take note of the potential that Ripple and XRP provide. According to a number of sources, financial institutions all over the world are reportedly beginning to covertly accumulate XRP in preparation for its potential application in international financial transactions in the near future. If we are being really honest, this institutional adoption is one of the most strong drivers that is driving the price of XRP upward. It is inevitable that the demand for XRP will continue to rise as more and more institutions join the movement, which will result in an even higher price. The burning of 50 billion XRP will also result in a reduction in the amount of liquidity that is available on the market. In light of the fact that there are fewer coins available for purchase, demand is likely to be significantly increased. Investors have already started to get themselves ready for the supply shock that is coming. In addition, once the burn takes place, there is a high probability that the market will experience a significant increase in the amount of purchasing pressure. As a result of this, there are investors who believe that the price of XRP might reach $5,000 or even higher. The perfect storm for the price of XRP to skyrocket is created when a number of factors, including a decreasing supply, increased demand from institutions, and an expanding utilization of RippleNet for international payments, are brought together. The fear of missing out, sometimes known as FOMO, manifests itself inexorably whenever there is a significant increase in prices. As whales begin to purchase XRP in big amounts, they are strategically positioning themselves to take advantage of the next price spike. This is currently taking place. Coinbase, which is one of the major cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, has reported a significant rise in the number of over-the-counter deals. There has been an alarming spike in the amount of XRP that whales are acquiring. This may be an indication that big actors are already making preparations for the price explosion that will occur after the fire. These whales are aware of what is about to happen, and they are purchasing